Hello, welcome to another episode of Somewhere Between a film and TV podcast. We are your hosts. I am Daniel Para.
Oh, it's a podcast. That's what you're supposed to say afterwards?
Yeah, and you are?
I'm Erwin Trial.
And this is why Erwin doesn't do our intros.
Yes.
Anyway.
Clearly I forget, the most important words. The most important words for, every sentence.
It is so nice to be back. I was going to say see you, but I feel like Erwin was going to say something if I did that.
See you?
Yeah.
See.
Like you're...
What?
Because we can't see them.
Oh,
Anyway,
shoot, yeah.
we've been gone for 4 months. Sorry. Got busy with life. That's it. We're a bit rusty also, as you can tell, so bear with us.
Don't call it a comeback.
How have you been, Erwin?
Huh? Bro, we've been talking.
I know, but they don't know that.
Yeah, that's true. Everything's been well.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Outside of the podcast, we do not talk to each other. This is
At all.
how we talk. All right. No, we haven't reviewed multiple things. Lots of things have been very good.
Also, I know, I haven't been to the movies as much just because of, school and all, so... And then, personal stuff.
Yeah.
As well, so... But now I'm, finally getting back into, the groove of things and, finding time to watch all the movies and all.
Yeah.
I've been watching shows.
I've been watching a lot of TV, too.
Yeah,
actually.
I feel like TV's definitely, coming up now.
Yeah.
Comparable to, movies.
Well, I go to the movies still at least once a week, or I try to. Mm-hmm. But there's so much stuff I want to see right now that's out already, like Tar.
Oh, I want to see Tar.
And Triangle of Sadness has been out for a while. I still need to see
Sadness?
it. Yeah.
Who's that?
Woody Harrelson. And,
Helen Mirren?
No, she's not in that.
Oh, I'll think of another movie then.
And then other actors I cannot name right now. What else?
Let's talk about Barbarian.
Right now?
I don't know.
I saw it again last night, actually.
Oh, you did?
I showed it to my parents.
What did they think?
My dad was like, "What is this?" And then my mom was like, "This is scary."
No, Mom, it's funny.
Well, my mom originally wanted to watch a Christmas movie, but I said that I wanted to show you guys Barbarian when we got home, and my mom was like, "But it's the middle of November." And I was like, "That doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why we'd watch a Christmas movie right now."
Yeah, makes sense.
And then she went off and did something else with my nephew. He's 16 months old.
Yeah, what an asshole.
Yeah. And I was like, "Okay, you've been gone for half an hour. I'm going to start this." And then the moment I started it, she started watching it. And she watched the whole thing. So
oh, wow. That's impressive.
She thought it was very good.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, at the end, was that an independent movie? And I said, kind of. And he was like, okay.
What is that supposed to mean?
He always does that with movies.
I only support movies that are big franchises.
No, he always does that whenever he thinks a movie's different. He always asks me that.
Wow, this movie seems kind of woke.
Never mind, I'm not gonna.
Wow.
He throws that word around sometimes. I'm like, "Dad, what are you talking about?"
I love it when people say that.
Yeah, it's too woke.
It's what does that mean?
I
what do
don't
you
know.
mean by that? It's just showcasing
Usually,
their...
What they mean is it's not about a white guy usually.
Yes.
But I don't know.
I think sometimes people throw in the word woke when it's what you say completely different in terms of how stereotypical a lot of characters are.
I guess so. But
or just stories in general as well. But
She-Hulk, I understand.
Let's talk about She-Hulk now.
And how good it is.
Yes,
I'm putting that out there.
Yeah, it's really good.
I guess this is a Marvel episode, so why not? We haven't covered... Yeah. Is it the only thing we haven't... We talked about Moon Knight, I think.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. That was the show right before She-Hulk, right?
Yes. No, what about Miss Marvel?
We talked about Miss Marvel.
Okay.
I remember, because you, in the end, said you thought it was fine.
Yeah, that's true.
And I really liked it. But I also thought the middle was a bit rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah. No, She-Hulk was great from
start
and till the end.
I don't know if She-Hulk is my favorite show overall, but I'll say this much. It has the most distinct vision of what it wants to be over every other Marvel show. And it is so clearly wanting to be a TV show All the other ones to me felt like really long movies.
Yeah, that's a good way of saying it.
Yeah. I loved it though. I loved it quite a bit. I think I want to see that character in other things too.
No, I just want a whole like season
of
22 episodes of that.
But like if they were to embrace the sitcom thing, I think they really just should. Like
yes.
it makes sense to make that 22 episodes, and more people that complain about length for stuff all the time.
Yes.
And I think it just makes sense to make a show like that long.
No, yeah, I agree.
Well,
She-Hulk, good. Succession. No.
It's not, really weird time. Succession's incredible.
Guys, please, I need more people to see this.
We never did the Better Call Saul episode that we were going to do.
Hey, Better Call Saul was amazing.
Better Call Saul is just as good and improves on aspects of Breaking Bad. That's what I have to say about that. I'm mad that Succession won Best Drama, even though that's one of my favorite shows, over Better Call Saul, because that's just how it is. Because Better Call Saul has that stupid record of the most amount of Emmy nominations without a single win. Which is frustrating, yeah. Well, Erwin, have you ever seen a movie?
Panther?
Have you ever seen a movie with your friends?
No. Wait, I'm confused. Why are you saying it
This is my segue.
Oh, yes?
Have you ever gone and seen Ant-Man and then forgot that you went to go see it with your friend, and then you're always like, did I see that with you? No. And then I say yes, and then you go, oh, okay.
I think I'm just in denial. That's it. I don't know. The first Ant-Man movie is so forgetful that I just forget that I watched it at all.
Ant-Man's good.
It is good.
The movie's forgetful.
Forgettable.
Don't
correct me.
I'm not trying to correct you. I just thought it was funny because then I imagined the movie forgetting things.
This is grading.
Head. Yeah.
Right? Did I use it right?
If I were to grade you?
No, grading.
Oh.
With G-R-A-D.
I'm being grading?
No, I was saying, like, did I use it right?
This is grading?
Yeah.
What is?
Why are you... What's with your tone?
I'm asking the question.
What was I gonna say? I'm excited for the new Ant-Man movie.
It looks good.
Yeah.
I like that every time I go and see a movie now, there are 3 trailers that all have Jonathan Majors before they play.
Oh my gosh! You know what I saw today at the store? I saw Rampage.
The Rock movie.
Yeah, I was just thinking about you.
I hate that movie. I think we've talked about this before that I always get the stupid Rampage trailer instead of the Infinity War trailer.
Yeah.
I don't know what deal that theater chain in San Marcos cut with The Rock that they were like, we'll show your movies for a full year. You know how long that first Jumanji played at that theater? From the beginning of my... When was that, 2018?
I guess.
From the beginning, let's say my sophomore year of college, all the way to my junior year of college.
Dang.
It was just like, you could see Jumanji. Game on, the next level. Which one is that?
I don't know.
Welcome to the Jungle.
Oh, the first one?
Yeah.
No. You know, it's crazy because I was talking to someone too. They were saying yeah, I saw Rampage and I didn't really like it, but I saw it because, you know, The Rock was in it. And I was just like, damn, he really is just a movie star then, huh?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Let's touch on Black Adam before...
Wow, you just want to
Panther.
diss everything, huh?
I want to balance this out by saying I don't love every superhero thing.
What?
Because I didn't.
But you love every superhero thing.
I had that the other day. Somebody texted me. I think I told you this.
Oh.
Somebody texted me and was like, what'd you think of Black Adam? I was like, I thought it was fun enough, I guess. And he was like, I thought you were Mr. Superhero movie. And I was like, I am, but that doesn't mean that I love everything superhero on it. I was like, what do you think I think of Catwoman? I was like, what do you think I think of the Deadpool movies?
Like, yes,
they're better than Catwoman.
Like,
they're
yes,
just not
being
great.
ignorant would be great, but at the same time, it's like come to reality.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fine. I mean, it had some. I think it's just very meh. It has some good moments in it. Like, I'm not taking that away, but it's just. I think, what did we say? Like, his performance as
I think he doesn't have that specific type of allure or charisma as that kind of character.
Yeah.
I think the type of charisma The Rock brings, I thought he would have been able to do this because I love Pain and Gain. I love his performances and some other things. Like, I remember, no, it's not Be Cool. It's one of them. Like, I know he's capable of it, but I don't know if he's just been in his, like, comfort, like, his wheelhouse for too long that he doesn't know how to do it anymore, but it's been a while. And I think it's so weird that The Rock was so insistent on doing something like this. That's like, it'll change the hierarchy of the DC universe. Whatever the fuck that means. And, like, I know what it means, but, like, he does this thing where the reason why I don't really want to follow him on social media anymore is he says the same thing too many times.
Yes.
And I'm just like, this has lost any meaning to me as to what on earth he's talking about anymore. Also, don't let your main star spoil the biggest surprise of your movie that's in the
I can't even imagine if we didn't, like, no hint or clue of what this, like, reveal would have been. I would have probably left that theater crying.
I'd be like, yeah, it was a 4-star movie. I had no issues with it.
Me watching Rogue One. Darth Vader was awesome.
Me getting through the first 2 acts of Rogue One again, like, oh. Even though Andor, I've heard, is incredible, which I'm gonna catch up on it, I swear.
I need to start it.
Yeah, I saw the first 2 episodes. But
what's that one Irish movie that's coming out with Colin Farrell?
Oh, it came out. I really want to watch that. Banshees of Inisherin.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna watch that Monday or Wednesday.
Really?
Yeah.
I really want to see that. I've heard it's amazing.
This is why you should subscribe to Alamo.
Yeah, but Colton did that, and he said that he didn't know that it was a $2 charge every time. Is it actually?
You have to, like, the only time, like, I think you don't have to pay if you do it in person, like the day of.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess
because you're paying for the convenience fee, and I think it's like the tax. But either way, if you go to the movies at least once a week, for that month, you're still paying less than actually paying a whole ticket.
I guess that would be fine if, I mean, like, I only want to go to Alamo specifically for things like Tar and
yeah, I mean, that's the only movie theater now that showcases it. So.
Yeah, because our Regal closed.
Yeah, I like the Regal one.
I did too.
It had that, like, old school.
It had carpet.
It had carpet. Gave me that old school feeling.
Yeah.
They shut down the Round Rock 8 discount theaters.
It's been shut down for so long.
I don't care.
Then no, that other one's not even a discount theater anymore. It's just that sometimes shows random independent movies too. Anyway, before we segue into Black Adam, I'd give like a 3 out of 5.
I would give. We
talked about it with each other before we knew we were bringing the show back. We can't really. It's fine.
Yeah, it's really fine. For, like, how much, like, they've been advertising the heck out of and, like, talking about. Like, I feel like it's like that whole, like, 2 weeks before Black Adam came out, it was just like Black Adam.
Rampant.
I'm like, dang.
Yeah. Watching it, honestly, I know that The Rock has been wanting to make this for like 15 years. However, watching it, it felt like a movie written 15 years ago. There are specific cliches in it that you're just like, wow, I have not seen that in a while. And I like the kid following around the older man, and the older man has magical powers and he doesn't understand what's going on in, like, the real world. This is like Kazam with Shaquille O'Neal. You know what I mean?
Why did you bring that
because
movie up?
That's what... There used to be a format like that. There used to be the weird otherworldly dude that didn't understand Earth, and then the kid that was like, you can't be doing this. You're a magic man. And then he's like, no. Like that.
No. Heroes don't kill.
That's another thing.
I do.
I thought him being repetitive and saying the same thing over and over again wasn't... I don't know. It sucked because whenever
we saw Black Adam, like himself, Black Adam...
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I just repeated that again. They weren't really, like, utilizing who he was type of thing, right? And then you got all this, like, explaining whenever we had a flashback in his past. And then it's explained more of, like, how Black Adam became, but Black Adam now, like, during the movie, like, how he is now. He barely said anything, and a lot of it was said through, like, physical features and, like, just, like, his face and all, and, like, his mannerisms. But even then, I was like, I think that's what The Rock struggled with, and just because because all you see him is like he's just big and strong.
Yeah.
But there has to be more to it. Like you have to showcase it, not just just by looking at him, but more so like how he utilizes his body and like his facial emotions as well.
Using his physique to be intimidating makes sense. Yeah. Like he's used it for comedic purposes. Like I think there's not enough credit given to actors.
Central intelligence,
which I like a lot, which he uses both ways. I think. I think not a lot of credit enough is given to someone like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Total Recall, I think, for example, where he's both funny and like he's able to use his presence in a way that makes sense, I guess. Like there's a certain type of being big that you can utilize in your acting if you are that big, and I think that The Rock doesn't know how to do that. Mm-hmm. I think he's just kind of a big dude. Yeah,
and then they just lean forward with it instead of just like comedically like utilizing it.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we haven't spoiled anything. Well, no, we did. We talked about Superman.
No, we didn't. We just said there was something.
Well,
we never said.
I'm gonna do that introduction. I'm gonna do that introduction part that I gotta do. That it took me 17 minutes to do. Where we got okay. I can't even do the Erwin. Have you ever seen a movie thing anymore? Because
Why? I haven't.
All right, guys. Have you ever gone to a movie with your friends? You got out of it, and then you wanted to talk about it with them. You got a little bit off topic, like we just did, and eventually you'll circle back around. But you will be talking about that movie. What are we talking about today? Is this the 30th Marvel movie?
Oh,
I think it might be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
As
a classic IMDb trivia guy, just to get prepared, just in case anybody wants to say, hey, Erwin, do you know any trivia about Black Panther, Wakanda Forever? And I go, yes. This is
Ryan Gosling played the piano.
Ryan Gosling was almost casted as T'Challa.
I love that Ryan Gosling is Black Panther. I love that meme.
I had a conversation with somebody at work.
Yeah.
Because, what was it? Someone's about to go see it tonight. And then another guy was like, I don't want to watch the new Black Panther movie. And we're like, him and I were just like, the other guy who's going to watch it tonight. He's like, why? He's like, didn't you love the first one? Yes. But like, I just can't watch the second one because they didn't recast T'Challa. I was like, that's like, I miss Chadwick Boseman, like all this and that. And then he goes like, wow, it sounds like if you really love the first one, you're probably going to love the second one.
Yeah. Well, he wanted them to recast?
Yeah, they wanted him to, they recast Chadwick Boseman.
Oh, so, okay.
Basically, they still wanted to have like the character T'Challa in it.
That would never fly though. Like with people would not be.
I think it's just at the end of the day, like no matter what you do, people are gonna get upset regardless. So I think it's just one of those aspects. If anything, it just seemed like in this movie, they just pushed along a story that was gonna happen eventually.
Yeah.
To now.
Well, I know details about the.
Tales.
Like from Sonic?
No, I don't want to talk about Sonic.
Okay, neither do I. Unless it's about Shadow the Hedgehog.
Idris Elba.
I
love Hobbs and
Knuckles.
Oh, yeah.
You can cuss.
Oh, I didn't say. I know your mom listens to these, so I don't know.
My mom does not listen to these.
Oh, okay.
My mom goes, "Do you still do that show?"
She even knows. See?
Yeah. How are your parents?
In another country.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that what you were like? They won't be home tonight, and I was like, "All right, I'll be right over."
None of us said it like that. They're in El Salvador.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for the first time.
Ever?
No. Also, like my dad's from there, but like he hasn't been there since like he moved here.
Right.
So, and my mom's been there for the first time. My dad hasn't been there since like he was like I think like 17 or 18.
So it's been a while, huh?
Yeah,
like I didn't mean to say it after you.
Like 20 years. So it's been a while, huh?
How old are you? Anyway, there will be full spoilers about this movie. It did just come out Thursday night. I'll probably.
You're not even giving them time.
This will probably be uploaded Sunday. It'll say spoilers in the. Who doesn't watch these things opening weekend? Usually.
I don't know, me.
You saw it already though.
Oh.
I guess you saw Black Adam on Monday though, right?
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Then again, I was spoiled by that.
But also
like 2 weeks before.
But also no offense, but who cares? Not
about
you.
Black Adam.
Yeah. I guess a lot of people. I know a lot of people that saw that.
Yeah.
Like way more people than I thought were going to.
That's what I'm saying. It's because like The Rock. It really is, and how it's advertised.
That's and I teach, right? A bunch of my kids were like, "Dude, you see Black Adam? That shit was fire." I was just like, I don't agree with you, but I'm glad you really enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm excited to talk about this with people though, because I loved this movie a fair amount, quite a lot. I don't know what your thoughts are on it, but I do want to get into some of the details that I knew about the initial idea of what the script was beforehand. But what did you think?
Overall, I loved it.
Yeah.
There was like a few things that, for me, that it felt like it could have gone a bit shorter or like maybe expanded on more.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm pretty sure we'll talk about it in a bit. But overall, I did love it. Like I loved it as like at least like as much as the first one, because I did watch the first one before I went and saw the second one again, and it's just like, I mean, it definitely hits different.
Yeah.
Because of his passing, and it's just like seeing like those moments of like Shuri and T'Challa together,
which they just really utilize.
Yes, and like after watching the second one, you're like, wow, like I see it now more. So like their relationship and all, that was really.
I think
sad.
There are enough narrative moments in this that I find even more compelling than the first one. The first one has Killmonger going for. I love that he's in the new one for a few minutes. Yes. I did not think he would be. Yeah.
But it makes sense. Yeah. It honestly makes sense. Like, based off of like how she's only the Black Panther because, you know, not because like she believed in like the whole spiritual side of it, but just because like she knew like she can only be Namor just through being Black Panther, and like she had to, not because she wanted to. It
was like a vengeance thing too. I don't know if the circle of this was intentional or not, but this is the third time they've introduced someone getting the Black Panther power or taking it on for the idea of vengeance. The first time was in Civil War. The second time was with Killmonger, and the third time's now. And I thought that was a cool idea. And I was talking about this with someone earlier. I was like, the reason why, and one more dig at Black Adam, I'm sorry. But
wow.
the reason why
Don't worry, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, I'll defend you.
I love Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
You have to say it like that.
I was going to say something else, but I stopped myself. Because you've been like, why would you say that? But there's an idea I love that superheroes are basically American Greek myths, and that they can convey different ideologies and morality tales. And that's something that I thought that Black Adam started to do and then just abandoned completely, about like the idea of a superhero being capable of killing or not and still being called the superhero. But here it's an introduction of, I loved Namor a lot in this, or I guess he's very Mexican, so he pronounces it with the Namor, yeah.
Ooh. Yes, I love this.
I love the explanation behind his name.
Yes,
too.
That was great.
Yeah.
What was it? I mean, I haven't read any, like I knew about that character, but I haven't read any comics from it, and so like I was just watching a bunch of like YouTube videos of like explaining how that character was, what he appeared in, like how he was like brought up.
He's a dick and he has lots of sex with Mrs. Fantastic. That's what.
Yes, in a sense, yes.
He is.
And so, I don't know. I guess like the way they introduced this character now in the in the MCU is like a great example of like they shouldn't just like copy and paste things from the comics to the movie like on screen.
Yeah, I think Marvel, their comic books always have great bases of ideas, but I never love the comic books as much as I do the movies.
Mm-hmm.
While at DC, it's back and forth constantly. But there are some characters that are just kind of flat out unlikable in Marvel. Namor, I always thought was kind of one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But here, there's that excellent... I thought this is what displayed it, was there's a kind of contrast they show where it's sort of a flashback to where Shuri's going underwater for the first time. And she's reminded of that they're like, well, they're basically a reflection of Wakanda. He also is just there in defense of his people.
Yes.
And I thought that was so smart. I was like, this movie's trying to do more than average lately. Like, I was talking about Phase 4 with you, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people have said that it's been maybe underwhelming for them. And I've never quite agreed with that. But then I was thinking about it. And I was like, wait a minute. But Spider-Man and Shang-Chi are here. I think they're more talking about, like, Thor. Which was fine, you know?
Yeah, no. What was it? Yeah, I mean, I totally agree because Phase 4 felt like... It kind of reminded me of like how Phase 1 or Phase 2 of Marvel was.
Yeah.
Because basically Phase 3 was just like the ending of like how the Infinity Saga was. And this one's just barely coming up to whatever it's going to be and everything as well. And the idea of people wanting like the big thing happening now is kind of ridiculous in that aspect, because the fact that this movie felt like very personal, and like grounded compared to like other movies that they always try to like set up other things as well, right? Like for example, like in this movie, or like was it Shang-Chi, Abomination showed up out of nowhere.
And then he was in She-Hulk.
In She-Hulk, right? So that was like setup for something. But for this one, that's like one of the things I didn't really like, because it felt like, who was it? Like Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
I had no idea.
Right? When she showed up, I was like, whoa, what the heck? And so, like, I don't mind her character there. Right?
Yeah.
I liked her. Like, I really did. Like, she's so charming. I'm excited to see more of her. But I felt like that part right there felt way off, or not way off, but like it just felt completely different of what was happening in the movie. So that's what it took away from me.
Yeah.
From the movie, because I was like, okay, it's like, this is cool, like this is nice, like it's not like ruining anything, but it's not ruining like my time watching it, but more so it's like ruining like more time we could be spending with like the Wakandans. Like I liked how Everett Ross was utilized in the first one.
I love Martin Freeman.
But in the second one, it seemed like he was very... just basically saying, like, it's all Wakandans.
Yeah.
But, like, it... like, you can literally cut that whole thing out and, like, they'd be fine as well.
I think... I'm wondering how much of it had to do with the first one kind of being... And they're like... I didn't feel like he was even really trying to set up too much. I was just like, Julie Louis-Dreyfus.
Yeah, like, I thought he was going to come in and go type of thing.
Yeah.
And that was it. I was like, okay, that would have been fine. Like, I wouldn't think much of it, but, like, she kept coming back.
Yeah.
And so I was like, why is she still here? It's like, are they trying to, like, make this thing where it's, like something that's going to happen where, like, something in their Wakanda... and all that. And
I thought that was going to lead towards a mid-credit scene. That was going to be the setup for the next thing, but that was not what the mid-credit scene was at all.
Yeah, no.
But I liked all that stuff a lot, enough that the only... Because I gave this movie a super high score, but like still, if I were to have any minor flaw, it would probably be how that runs tangentially with the entire movie. It feels kind of like it doesn't cross over enough into the main plot, but it's also running some of the stuff that I love, which is the political intrigue stuff. Like it focases a lot.
That was only in the very beginning.
In this one, yeah. And
then like a little bit in the end, which I mean, I would have been totally like great. That was great because what's it like Angela Bassett,
who's awesome in this. Yeah,
it's just like very like these like powerful performances in this one, it's like everybody like just showcased like everything that they had.
They let them. I mean, I don't want to say that they don't let all the other actors act in all the Marvel movies, but they really just like. There's multiple moments where there's just silence with characters, which you're not too used to, and I think it's cool that they took the time to really be like, no, this is arguably maybe the most serious Marvel movie. There are jokes, of course, but like, it really, the way it starts, the way it ends, all of it's just this kind of like silent utilization of imagery. I love the funeral stuff at the beginning. It's amazing. I did cry a few times.
I didn't cry. I teared up like once or twice.
Just tears streaming down your face. You're just like...
This isn't crying.
No, what is...
It's like, Erwin, like, your shirt's all wet.
What's the thing that goes, get back in there, tear? Is that...
Oh, from Cloud with
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. That might be my one minor thing with the whole thing, but I loved... There's so many likable characters in this. Like,
like all the new characters that they introduced, like I didn't dislike them.
Yeah.
Like they were all interesting, and I was just like, wow, I can't wait to see more of them. But like, my only thing was the stuff with Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Martin Freeman's character, where it's just like it felt like it was like another thing in that movie.
Yeah.
As in like, it was like the actual movie itself, but then that other thing felt like another like subplot where it didn't feel like much where it could have affected what was going on with the plot in that movie. And then I'm trying to think what was the other thing that like I think that was it, because everyone else was just great in that movie. But
if it wouldn't have been Martin Freeman, I wonder if it would have bothered me more, because I just love that.
Oh no, I love him. I love him too, but
it was like in a weird spot. It just didn't bother me, because I liked all that stuff. It just felt more like it was pulled from like Falcon and the Winter Soldier than this movie.
Yeah.
Even though this movie's still same in tone, but it takes a lot of its mythology very seriously. It's integrated with this old sort of... Is it Aztec? It was, right?
Yes.
No, Mayan?
I think it's like... No. I want to say both.
Yeah. But no, it was very cool. I loved... I think it might be the best shot Marvel movie. And
whenever Lupita
Nyong'o
was Lily was speaking like 5 different languages perfectly.
Man,
it caught me off guard. Whenever she spoke Spanish, I was like, "What?"
Oh yeah.
Like, she was like, it was just like perfect tongue. I was like,
she was wearing those glasses.
Why were you? Yeah, glasses. Yeah, she was wearing glasses.
It had flowers on it.
Yeah. You nasty boy. No, overall, like the score was great. I can't wait to see awesome. Namor. Is it Namor?
Namor.
But I don't know. See, I think that's like another thing where it's just like they did so well in terms of like their villains, like in the first one and the second one now.
Yeah.
And it's like in the first one, I felt like, dang, I wish I could have seen more of Killmonger.
I'm wondering if any of their own issues they had with the first one, they were like, okay, we had issues with these. Let's correct it this time.
Yeah.
Because I remember going into this and I was just like, I trust them to have a good villain. If it's like Killmonger and they kill him, I think I'll be upset.
Me too.
And then at the end, he was incredible. And I was like, okay, I like the way they resolved this. I want him back.
Yes.
I think that he's like only going to be situationally an antagonist, which I think is a cool idea.
Yes.
Otherwise, he would still be... Because, I mean, it made sense. Like, to me, he kind of was... You know how it's supposed to be something where, like, antagonists are protagonists of their own story? Like, to me, maybe... I mean, he kind of murdered people without a second thought, but it made sense.
But I mean, like, the Wakandans would
do the same exact thing. So. Yeah. Because they kind of let that one girl die. The one that was, whenever they were escaping.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so that happening alone and not taking the time to save her, that's why I liked calling into question, like, well, what does this mean? Like, I understand why he's upset.
Yes.
I think Tenoch Huerta is awesome in it. I don't mind the. I know some people were like, "Do you like the wing designs?" I do. I think it looks cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, were people saying something bad about it, or
No,
just...
it was more just like, can you take it seriously? Some people were just like, I think it looks a little goofy.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Oh,
but
I mean, then again, it's just like
people
it's literally superhero movies.
I didn't say that. People say.
Okay. I like. Yeah. I mean, I didn't throw any goofy or anything. I was just like, at the end, like when it comes to like these fantasies type of thing, or fantasy stories, a lot of it is just like you either accept it or you don't. Like,
I don't know anybody that would walk in.
Anybody who complains like Star Wars. What do you...
Star Wars is a terrible example. Some people take it way too seriously.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, why? This is fake. It's just like that's stuff like that where it's like people just pick and choose. Like, it's like, okay, I didn't love this movie. I liked it. Okay, cool. If I only like it, that means I must dislike something. What do I dislike? Let me see. Oh, that design.
Have you ever had a movie that you just thought was great, but like not worth being like you considering it perfect? Mm-hmm. Like we talk about how I think Dunkirk is probably a perfect movie, but I don't love it.
Oh yes, like it's just everything worked well.
Yeah.
In that favor, it's just I don't know. It's just it lacks.
Characters.
It lacks. Yes. I think it's one of those things where it's like the story itself, like that's what drives that movie. It was like 1917.
Yeah.
1917 did the same thing, but I think the movie was way better.
I think that's because that follows, like, it gives you personality, like with those you're following around. Yeah. I don't know. There was just something more personal about that one to me than there was to.
I think it's like the character itself that we were like the characters that we were following.
Yeah.
The entire time, it just felt like it was. They were building up. You know, it's like they were just building up to like an actual like. Or like we're just finding out more about the character along the way.
Yeah, I mean, there's a very simple conflict and a very simple resolution.
Yes,
and that helps whenever you understand what this character is going through. You don't follow anybody else.
Yes.
For that whole hour 50 or however long it is. I think the action in this movie is also incredible. Actually, I thought there was I
love the Okoye fight.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah,
that was amazing. She did great in this one.
Yeah, I was.
This is insane.
I think I texted you. I was like, I don't remember loving her as much in the first one as I do in this one.
No, when I watched the first one again, like she was like likable. She kind of reminded me of like M'Baku.
Oh yeah.
Like how even like M'Baku now, it's just like I liked how he's still the same as in like, you know, like. Goofy looking, or like not goofy looking. Like,
what a goofy looking guy.
No, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's just goofy, but like he's now very like sincere and like sensitive in this one in terms of like, understanding and like being there for Shuri.
I could tell, I loved him whenever he showed up the first time, and I was like, because I was like, he's in this. I knew he was in it, but still,
he's in this.
That actually happened to me with Lupita Nyong'o. I was like, I kind of forgot she was in the movie, and when she showed up,
yes.
I was just like, oh man, and
yes, I get it.
Yeah, I remember in the trailer though, I'd originally wanted her to like take on the mantle, even though I don't know if that made any sense or not.
Yeah.
But this one is very clearly like you know who the main character is. I thought they weren't gonna do that. No, there's a main character, and it's Shuri.
Yes.
And I loved her a lot in this. I like everything that she goes through in this. I think the idea of taking arguably like the smartest or one of the smartest characters in the Marvel universe, and then having them fail at something and making them question themselves throughout the entire movie is a smart choice. I think
it makes sense. Like that conversation, like Shuri had with her mom, at the campfire. It's just like it perfectly like shows like at the end like Shuri like whatever Shuri says about in terms of like grief and like trying to like push through type of thing. It's like it's their own coping mechanism, and everybody has their own.
Yeah.
Which I like. I enjoyed that conversation. Which I love their relationship even more, and it adds so much. But then it's like it also tells us and like the audience about when like future or even like present like geniuses as well in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
That they probably do the same thing, where they look at things very logically, and they think like, well, I can't be upset about it because because it makes sense why I would be upset.
Yeah.
But it's like you're just denying yourself right now, like, to be upset from it.
No, I've loved some of the blockbusters of this year, but
Top Gun Maverick.
That movie fucking rocks, yeah. But I will always appreciate a blockbuster that manages to be driven by emotion, and this one really felt like that was its priority, because it wants you to understand the impact of Chadwick Boseman being gone. It's like integral to the story. And I liked the idea that they didn't explain how he passed in the movie. There's no need to really address it, because I think it would only create more questions for people.
Yes.
And you'd be like, well, you know why he's not in this movie.
Yes. I mean, it's the same way, like, how we didn't even find out, like, he had an illness.
Yeah.
He just, like, we barely found out he got sick, and then he just passed.
I think it was that.
Yeah. It's like, it's the exact same way. It's insane. It kept it secret for years, and even then, it's just like, if he knew, like, he kept it for secret for years, I'm pretty sure, like, everyone, not knew per se, but like the ones who take up, like, and make these movies as well, like, they probably knew it was gonna happen regardless.
I remember reading that they knew, but it's one of those, like, we were talking about what parasocial relationships are there. Yes. Like, I mean, we don't know, we didn't know him.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yes, I knew him. I've seen him. I've seen him plenty. It's hours.
I've watched Black Panther. I've actually watched Black Panther so many times. Yes. I remember studying it for college too, having to read the screenplay for it. The reason why I think the Martin Freeman stuff is the way that it is because in the first one, they the first draft of the script, they had it ready to go. I think it was done. And it was originally about, a lot of the same elements are in it. Like, Namor shows up still.
I feel like you can literally have everything with how Namor is in it as well. And it's just, the only thing I could see is where, like, the Queen dies. Same thing. And it's just T'Challa and Shuri there.
Which I actually didn't think would happen. I didn't think that.
No, me too. I was like, wow. But then that's what, it makes sense with the Killmonger stuff. Yeah. Because it's like, he literally lost everyone, while T'Challa still had, like, his sister and his mom.
Because I was thinking about that scene. It's a crazy speech that Angela Bassett gives whenever she's like, I've lost everything. And then, have I not given you everything? Yeah.
Everything's gonna be alright.
I've been listening to that No Woman, No Cry song a lot. And the Rihanna song is awesome. Yes. Took her 6 years.
Rihanna's beautiful.
Yeah. Beautiful forehead, too.
Wow.
I talked to somebody about Olivia Cook. Wow, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. After that show, I was just like, I don't like her.
The foot thing.
That's just weird.
I wanted to talk to you about that.
Why? That was just so.
Because I wanted to bring it up to you, and you go, "Why would you bring that up?" Like you are right
disgusting.
now.
Yeah, you brought it up. I forgot about that. I just don't like her character.
I love her in that.
It makes sense. Like oh my god.
I love her.
I just can't.
But that character makes me so angry.
Yes. That's like what you said though.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, sorry. Now we're talking about House of Dragons,
which is awesome, by the way.
Yes.
Wait, what were we gonna say though?
About House of What was I gonna say?
I don't know. You were just like, I just think.
Let's go back to Black Panther.
So when Rhaenyra, Rhaenys.
Oh, Rhaenys, I was gonna say how basically like this whole thing, like the whole war, like the Dance of Dragons is gonna happen is based off the name thing. That's insane.
I thought you were talking about Black Panther.
Oh no, I'm talking about House of Dragons.
That's why I told you. I was like, there's like 3 different characters named Aegon.
Yeah, no, like there's 2. It's like literally Aegon,
and then the ancestor.
Oh wait, Aegon as in like the king?
No, that's Viserys.
Then who's the other? No, it's Aemond.
Yeah, but they both named Aegon after the old Aegon that they mentioned.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's Aegon and Aemon?
Aemon is Aemon and Daemon. Yeah. I love whoever wrote the names for that.
Oh
I guess it was George R. R. Martin.
Yeah.
He just started switching letters around.
Yeah. But that's what's insane to me.
I love that it was based around like one huge misconception.
See, but I feel like that would happen.
But like, what makes you think that Aegon is gonna?
I just don't see the mom, like, right? That's what I'm looking at. Like, you literally think like the king himself.
It's because she's delusional, I think.
I think because it's like she's so stuck in tradition because she was forced to be in a life of tradition.
I think that's the whole point of that show. They're also stuck, like, in how they are.
Yeah.
Set in their ways.
Okay, I don't know there.
It'll be gone for 2 years, so we'll have time to think about it, I guess.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I hate when that happens.
You're just like...
Oh, now we'll be back for next 10 years. What? Just for one season?
We have to let the characters grow. The actors in real life.
Are you serious?
No.
Oh. Because, like, how are they going to keep the kids young?
They're not going to do that.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to do time skips again. I hated that.
I do admire... I've never seen a show with so many time jumps in a season.
Look, and I'm surprised that nobody, like, complained about that as much as they did with Game of Thrones.
Oh, because, I don't know, like... I think it's different in that they introduced the concept of it very early. Like, it jumps within the first 2 or 3 episodes. I don't know. I do admire that House of the Dragon was so good that everybody forgot they kind of hated Game of Thrones. Now everyone's talking about it again.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see.
But Black Panther.
Oh, I loved Riri Williams. I love her first suit a lot.
Oh, yes, me too.
The second one was cool.
Yeah.
But there was something about the first one that I liked the, like, clunky...
The second one kind of looked like a Power Ranger or...
it reminded me of that.
What else? I don't know. Just, like, very old school type of... Like a Transformer.
Yeah. But, like, you know, with actual effects money behind it, I guess.
Wow! You don't like the Michael Bay Transformer movies?
Oh, you were talking about Michael Bay's? I thought you were talking about the old, like, 80s cartoon.
Well, I mean, this is real life.
Well, they looked like... I thought that's what you meant because they did look like that.
Yeah, it did.
The Michael Bay Transformers movies look immaculate, don't get me wrong. That's not their problem. Except, actually, you know what? 4 and 5 don't look very good. You haven't seen those.
No, I don't plan on it either.
Yeah.
I give up with the third one.
I think that there's a real craftsmanship behind this movie that I appreciated quite a bit. I think Ryan Coogler just fucking rocks.
I want to see him do other things now besides this.
Besides huge blockbusters.
Yes.
I guess Creed's not a huge blockbuster.
It wasn't until after.
It just feels like it is. Because, I mean, even the second one, though, like, if you really think about it, those movies aren't, like, the most gigantic things.
Yeah, that's true.
It's more about the weight of, like, legacy and stuff that makes them feel so grand.
Whoa. Are you writing the fourth one right now?
I go, okay. Then Creed goes up to the ring and he says, "This is my creed." And you're like,
"This is my Creed 4."
And then I go, yeah.
Wait, didn't they spoil the sequel of Wakanda Forever in the first one when they said Wakanda Forever?
It makes sense to call it that, I guess. What were you going to call the third one?
Dang, what would you call the third one? Black Panther.
You can't. I can't.
I don't know what to call the third one.
Killmonger Returns.
No, please don't do that.
I like this scene a lot.
You know, I was so worried that they were gonna do like a CGI.
I was concerned about
whenever
that too.
Whenever Shuri went back into, what's it called, the realm or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was so scared. Or like, at first I thought it was gonna be the queen, but I was like, why would it be the queen? I thought it was only like the people who held like the Panther.
Yeah.
Crown, or not crown, but like, you know.
The title. Mantle.
Mantle, yes.
I thought what they were gonna do was find some footage of him from like a deleted scene that they did with like Rise of Skywalker with Leia or something and do it that way. But it's honestly so much more moving to just keep it never seeing him. Just in like the sort of flashback images. Yeah. And the Marvel logo was amazing. Just like silent the whole time.
That one made me tear up.
Yeah.
That one did. The very end as well.
Like right before it ends, it's like, we're gonna remind you of this one more time before this movie ends.
And then whatever the queen was doing, or what the Koi was saying, like, I lost your daughter.
Oh yeah.
You know, that one got me teared up too because I was just like, dang.
Oh, she's alive.
Yeah. No, trust me, I'm watching it right now.
I also thought it was, cause.
Well, what are your thoughts on him having? I guess spoiler, but.
Well.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Like his son.
I was just about to bring that up.
Yeah.
I want to know what that means. I like that he would do, like, that character would do something like that. Just keep it secret for, like...
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like anybody who's been, like, such a royalty and, like, cameras on you type of thing.
You wouldn't
like,
want that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that idea. I don't know where they're going with it. I don't know if that was the resolution for that. But if it was, I mean, that's fine.
Wait, so the kid's actually named T'Challa?
I think that's what they said.
Okay.
That's not, as far as my knowledge goes on that, I don't know how much of that is based on a comic book thing.
Yeah.
Because obviously they have to change things around here, especially circumstantially with, like, I'm sure the Black Panther mantle has been taken by other people in the comic books. Like, I bet Shuri's done it at some point. I bet M'Baku's done it at some point.
Yeah, no.
Even though that character would make no sense with that.
No.
That's something else I was worried about. I was like, are they going to give it to somebody that it just makes no sense to give to? But then, I don't know how much I liked that the trailer showed that it was a girl. I mean, when you watch the movie, you're like, okay, from the get-go, you're like, I know who it's going to be. Like, this is... Well, if it's about one person, they're not just going to be like, hey, Riri Williams, you've been in this movie for 2 minutes. It'll be you.
Can you be the Black Panther? No. I'm Ironheart.
She even makes a heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like when that guy's like, she's an Iron Man suit, and I go, haha, yeah, because it looks like one.
Wait, are you making this because of Stark technology? Hey!
Me pointing at
the screen.
MIT.
MIT, wait, Mary Jane Watson goes there.
Actually, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, they wouldn't do this, but if Ned showed up, like, just in the background, I'd be happy. Because I don't know when this takes place. Doesn't matter. This movie felt more, like, secluded than... But I guess they all have. Maybe, like, this entire phase has felt so, like... They are not trying to connect to each other right now, and I don't mind.
Yes, exactly. I don't know why people are so rushed. I think because it's just we were given that.
I think...
And we were given it, and it's like, wow, this tastes amazing.
Yeah.
Type of thing, and now it's like, we want more of it, and now it's like we have to wait. Which I would rather wait for them to build up type of thing.
I think they have this clear grand plan that we just don't know yet, but I was thinking about how many characters they've introduced lately that have not met each other yet, and I was like, there are so many new Marvel characters now.
Yes.
I was like, there's She-Hulk, the Eternals, Miss Marvel, but that one...
I'm interested with the Eternals. How they're gonna, like, be introduced, or, like, how everyone's gonna meet them.
They haven't talked about them since that movie came out, so I don't know. Yeah, who knows? I don't know.
Nah, I think Eternals is the best shot Marvel movie, or like for Phase 4 at least. Comparable to, it'd be that one, and then I'd say Black Panther.
I'm thinking. I don't know.
Well, speak what you're thinking.
Well, I'm comparing them in my head right now, but I haven't seen Eternals in a bit, and I just saw Black Panther yesterday.
Same.
What day is today? Yeah, yesterday. I loved it a lot. I didn't have too many flaws aside from that one thing. I'm trying to think if there are any more positives on my end. Music's awesome. I remember Marvel used to have a problem with their scores for a while. Not present here, that's for sure. I love the big tribal, like, percussion, everything. It's amazing. What are your final thoughts, Erwin?
More T'Challa. Sorry, man. Hate to break it to you, but no. Overall, I guess if anything, I'm excited to see more of Namor, and see how he's gonna fit into the MCU as well. I want to see more of Shuri just Shuri herself.
Yeah, I'm excited to see her. I think,
because this one for sure deals with a lot of grief, like you said, but not just with Shuri, but it felt with like everyone.
Yeah.
And so we got to spend a lot of time with Shuri, yes, but I felt like we need a movie where it's just really just about Shuri and her just having that reassurance of how like what they said at the very end of whenever she's fighting Namor about like she sees that vision of her mom or whatever, like sees her mom and like showing who you are and just like elaborate that more on the next one.
Oh, I love that final fight a lot too. I remember to say that.
Oh, someone said like the final fight reminded them of like the first Spider-Man movie. It was just like very grit.
It was just kind of like just those two.
Yeah.
And I was wondering also, like, there were some complaints about the CG in the third act of the first one, and it being dark. And I was like, is that why this one it takes place in the middle of the day?
It looks
outside.
So good.
Yeah.
It looked really good.
Yeah, I gave this like a perfect score, I think, even despite the one thing. But like I said, perfect scores for me don't necessarily mean perfect movie. It's just like my personal sort of, what did it do? How well did it do it? And I love this movie a lot. So, yeah, no, 5 on my end. I think someone asked me where I would place this in the Marvel movies. I don't do that for the first time I watch something. Like, I'm sure it'd be high though. They were like, is it Thor Ragnarok good? I'm like, that's a really random frame of reference. I'm like, I think that's like a top 10 Marvel movie. But
Thor Ragnarok?
Yeah.
Dang.
I was like,
There's 30
I was like, I'm
though.
pretty sure I like this movie more than that one.
Yeah. I gotta update my Marvel ranks.
Yeah, I don't even do it. I was
like, I don't know. No Way Home is like for sure top 5 for me right now.
I deleted mine because I was just like, I don't know where this is.
Yes.
Endgame, No Way Home, there. Like,
I love Infinity War as well.
Infinity War.
Civil War.
You know what? I really did love Black Panther too. I'm thinking about it. I'm like,
the first one?
The second one.
Yeah.
I think this one. I prefer this one over the second one. I'm pretty sure.
Shoot, I don't know. I think I just love both of them as much.
Yeah.
Like that's why I struggle with my score sometimes right now. Because like right now I'm like it's for sure 4.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, and I would get the first Black Panther like 4.5.
Yeah. And
I'm like, this feels like a 4.5 as well. Because like I didn't dislike like the parts with Martin Freeman and Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yeah.
What are their last names? Yes. You know what I was thinking whenever she showed up? I was like, what if Jerry Seinfeld showed up in the MCU?
Before I went Julia Louis-Dreyfus, I went Elaine.
I just couldn't. I just kept thinking about that. But it's just like that part. Like it wasn't bad. Like their scenes and everything, because I enjoyed it. But it's just it felt off, and so like that was like my only struggle with it.
Yeah.
And so with the first Black Panther movie, everything felt like everything was good from the first one, like the music, everything, characters and all. And I'm trying to remember like what made it. I don't know what made it like not 5 stars for me. I think it's just in like
you were in an Erwin mood.
The hell? What does that mean? Oh yeah, Erwin me being in an Erwin mood means I give a movie 4.5 out of 5. That's really good. What are you talking
like
about?
Licorice Pizza you hated. I remember.
I didn't hate it. I gave it 4.5. Uncut Gems. I gave it a good score. What did I give it?
4 out of 5.
Dang, you just remember things.
Of course like I do. Yeah.
You're.
On what?
You're 3.5.
This is on what?
These nuts. I have 3.5 nuts.
This is why whenever I was just like, I don't have a good memory. Like, that's not true. I have a good memory for just stupid shit.
Why can't I remember anything from my history exam? Oh wait, didn't Daniel give this movie?
I am the history exam.
Oh man.
What's the difference between your and your? I can't believe how hard that concept is to teach. It's unbelievable. You're something you have. You are something that you're... Whatever.
Yeah, you have to write it out for them.
Anyway.
Or like the theirs.
I haven't even tackled that yet.
Dude, they're gonna be like, what? There's 3 of them? I thought there was only 2.
Like I've seen people go... I've seen people write 2 as the number.
Damn.
I'm going to the store. I'm like, all right, cool.
There's 2 stores.
Anyway, we will try and be more consistent. for you guys. What's next? What's out next? Oh yeah, no, I have a schedule.
I think we're doing Andor next.
Andor, Glass Onion paired with something, I think. And maybe those two are together, actually. Anyway, we will see you guys around. I am Daniel Parra.
And I'm Erwin Trejo.
Again. And...
Sorry, I forgot that we were doing this for a second.
If you would be so kind as to rate us on Apple and podcast, and Spotify podcast, or Spotify, just on there, that'd be great. Thank you so much for listening, by the way. We hadn't uploaded in 4 months, and originally we were trying to hit a goal, but we stopped uploading for a while, and yet we are still close to hitting it. I think we are going to in the next couple months. So whoever you are listening, also a lot of people listen to the Spider-Man one, which is interesting. Thank you so much. We will see you next time.